All right, welcome back to the deep dive. And I really hope you're hydrated for this one because we are heading somewhere hot.
Oh, yeah. Deep South
And I'm
hot.
not just talking like sunny day at the beach hot. I mean, that really oppressive, sticky, your clothes are now a part of you kind of heat.
The kind where the air just feels wet.
Exactly. We are going to New Orleans, but we aren't there for the Jazz Fest, and we are not standing in that 45-minute line at Café du Monde for a beignet.
Although, let's be honest, I would do that.
Mm.
I would absolutely risk heat stroke for one of those right now.
Oh, 100%. But no, today we are peeling back that, that tourist-friendly veneer of the French Quarter.
We're looking past the Mardi Gras beads and the jazz music. We're looking into the shadows, into those beautiful wrought iron balconies.
Because today we are diving deep into Wicked by Jennifer L. Armentrout.
And this book, wow, it's a lot, as you said,
Oh.
in the best possible way.
It really is. It has this incredible high-stakes action. It's got a romance that is, it's such a slow burn, it might actually start a fire.
And the setting itself is a character. Armentrout does this amazing job of making New Orleans feel alive. It's not just a backdrop.
No, it's a whole ecosystem. You've got the beauty and the music and the history, but then there's this constant underlying sense of danger. It's a city of dualities.
It is, and the book just drops you right into that.
Yeah.
I mean, page 1, we meet our protagonist, Ivy Morgan, and she is just miserable.
So miserable. She's sitting in a cafe, trying to study, and the way the heat is described is so visceral. She calls the sweat a waterfall.
Which is such a specific and, frankly, kind of gross detail that you immediately get it. You're there with her. It's not glamorous.
Not at all. And she's studying for a class called Philosophy of Human Person.
Which she has a major problem with.
A grammatical problem. She's sitting there thinking it should be philosophy of a human person.
And that little detail tells you so much about her right away. She's pragmatic, maybe a little cynical. She sees this big academic title, and her first thought is, that's clunky.
It really paints a picture of a normal, slightly irritable 21-year-old college student. Her red hair is frizzing up in the humidity. She's sweating through her clothes. But then you get the first hint that something is off.
Yeah, you look under the table.
Right. Because under the table, in the middle of a Louisiana summer, she's wearing these heavy, thick combat boots.
Which is a choice. But for her, it's not a fashion choice. It's tactical.
Because tucked inside those boots, she has 14-inch iron stakes.
And boom, there it is. That's the other half of Ivy Morgan. By day, she's a college student. But by night, and also by day, she's a hunter. She's a member of the Order.
Okay, let's talk about the Order for a second. Because in fiction, these secret societies are usually like super high-tech global organizations. The Order in New Orleans feels a lot grittier than that.
Greedy is the perfect word. I mean, yes, it's an ancient organization,
Yeah.
but this particular sect feels very, almost blue-collar.
Yeah, they're underfunded, they're overworked, and they are pretty much the only thing standing between regular people and the Fae.
The Fae. And we need to stop and really define what that means in this world. Because you hear Fae or fairies, and your brain goes to, what, Tinkerbell?
Totally, or like the mischievous sprites from A Midsummer Night's Dream, something whimsical.
And that is exactly what they want you to think. That misconception is their best weapon. The Fae in Wicked are not cute. They're not dancing in gardens. They are apex predators.
They are straight-up monsters. The book describes their true form as having, like, pale blue eyes, pointed ears, and skin the color of silver.
Which, on paper sounds kind of cool, almost ethereal.
Right, but that's the trap, because almost no one ever sees that true form. They use something called glamour.
It's not quite shape-shifting. It's more like a psychic projection.
So they're beaming a fake image into your brain.
Exactly. You're walking down Bourbon Street, you see a handsome tourist or a beautiful woman laughing with her friends. Your brain just fills in the blanks. Human, but underneath that projection, it's a silver-skinned monster.
That's terrifying. It's like that movie They Live. The monsters are all around us and we're just smiling and nodding.
Pretty much. But Ivy is different. She and the other members of the Order, they're warded at birth. She calls it mumbo-jumbo, which I love.
Yeah, she doesn't really get how it works, but she knows that it does work.
In these wards, they let her see through the glamour. So when she's in that cafe looking around, she's the only one seeing the truth. She sees the monsters.
Can you imagine how isolating that must be?
It's a constant barrier between her and everyone else. She's living in a reality that would probably make most people go insane. And she knows what they do. She knows how they feed.
The feeding, okay, this is where the story shifts from, like, urban fantasy to pure horror. They don't just, what, bite you and drink some blood?
No, definitely
Yeah.
light. They feed on life essence. They literally feed on your time.
How does that even work? How do you eat time?
It's this abstract but incredibly brutal concept. When a fae feeds on a human, they drain their vitality. If they do it slowly, the person just withers.
Like they become a husk.
Exactly. They age super fast, they lose their memories, they become catatonic. It's like watching someone get Alzheimer's in a matter of months, or if the fae is in a hurry.
They can just drain you dry in a few seconds.
And it's violent. It's a slaughter.
And the way they see us, it's not even like they hate us, it's just indifference.
It's worse than hate. It's utility.
Yeah.
We're livestock to them. The book says they call humans cows.
Wow, cows.
It's a slur, yeah, but it's also just how they see the world. You don't hate the steak you're about to eat. It's just food.
That is so deeply unsettling.
And that's what the Order fights. They're trying to keep humanity from becoming the Fae's personal all-you-can-eat buffet.
And Ivy is on the front lines with her iron stakes. So why iron? Is it just a magic thing?
It's based in old folklore, which Armentrout pulls from. Iron is basically poison to the Fae. It burns them.
Right.
And if you stab one through the heart with an iron stake, it doesn't just kill them, it banishes them.
Banishes them where?
Back to the other world, their home dimension. And it's a one-way trip. The lore says the gates between the worlds are sealed, so if you get sent back, you are stuck there.
So it's not murder, it's more like violent, magical deportation.
Or murder. Decapitation also works, but, messy. Hard to explain in a crowded street. Stabbing is cleaner.
And Ivy, she's not just doing this as a job, right? This isn't for a paycheck. This is personal.
Oh, it's deeply personal. Ivy is a hero forged in trauma. She lost her parents to the Fae when she was a kid.
Which is already awful.
And then, just 3 years before the book starts, she lost her boyfriend, Sean. He was in the Order, too. They were a team. He was killed on the job.
So that grief, it's still fresh.
It basically froze her in time. She's 21, but emotionally, she's still right there in that moment of loss. She hasn't been with anyone since Sean. She doesn't let anyone get close.
It's a defense mechanism. If you don't have anyone, you can't lose anyone.
100%. Love is a liability in her world. It just puts a target on someone's back. She has this tattoo, 3 interlocking spirals. It's supposed to mean the freedom to live, to choose, to thrive.
And the irony is she doesn't really have any of those things.
Not really. Her whole life is dictated by duty and by vengeance and by fear. She's a soldier in a war that never ends.
So that's the world. That's the setup. You've got New Orleans, you've got invisible monsters who think we're cattle, and you have a traumatized hunter who knows the rules.
He knows the rules. Ironworks, glamour hides. Do the job, go home. The world is dangerous, but it's consistent.
And then the book takes those rules and just sets them on fire.
It completely blows them up.
The inciting incident. This scene is so good. Ivy's on a hunt. She's stalking a fae through the French Quarter, and her description of him is perfect. She says he looks like a Daryl Dixon reject.
From The Walking Dead, you get the image immediately. Greasy, stringy hair, a vest, but also pointy ears.
It's her voice. It's so funny, even when she's in mortal danger. So she tracks him, she corners him, stake to the chest.
And poof, he's gone. Mission accomplished. Just another Tuesday night for Ivy.
But then she realizes she's not alone.
A second person steps out of the shadows. And right away, Ivy knows something is deeply, fundamentally wrong.
Describe this guy. He doesn't fit the profile at all.
He looks like an elf, like straight out of Lord of the Rings, high cheekbones, long blonde hair. Ivy literally thinks Legolas.
But there's a problem.
There are a couple of problems. First, his skin, it's not silver, it's all of human.
Oh, we'll see.
Like human. And second, he's not using glamour. This is just what he looks like.
So he's in this weird, uncanny valley. He looks kind of human, but definitely isn't.
And then it gets even weirder. He holds up his hand, and a gun materializes out of thin air.
A gun.
A Glock.
Okay, stop. That's a huge deal. Fae use magic and claws and ancient stuff. They do not use Glock.
It's a total violation of the rules of the world. Ivy knows it. It's like seeing a medieval knight pull out an iPhone. It just doesn't compute. And it's terrifying because it's unpredictable.
But she's a pro. She doesn't freeze. She has another stake. She throws it. And Ivy is a good shot.
She hits him dead center in the chest.
Yeah.
A perfect throw. In any other situation, the fight's over.
But this guy, he just stands there.
He looks down at the 14-inch iron stake sticking out of his chest, and he just looks annoyed.
And he pulls it out.
He pulls it out like it's a splinter. There's no smoke, no burn, no screaming. He just yanks it out and tosses it on the ground.
I can't even imagine the pure terror of that moment. The one thing that keeps you safe, your only weapon. It just bounced off.
It's the ultimate oh crap moment. Ivy knows she is completely and totally outmatched. She does the only smart thing she can. She runs.
And then he shoots her.
With the magic gun. A real bullet comes out of the conjured weapon and hits her in the stomach.
So the entire rulebook has been shredded. Iron doesn't work, they have guns, and our hero is bleeding out in an alley in the French Quarter.
This is the moment everything changes. It's not the same war anymore. She somehow manages to get away just running on pure adrenaline.
And she makes it back to the Order's headquarters, which we have to talk about where the headquarters is.
Yes. It's so perfectly New Orleans. The ancient secret monster hunting society is headquartered above a cheesy gift shop.
Mama lousy.
Selling pralines, and my friends went to Noella and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
It's the best cover imaginable. So Ivy is stumbling up the stairs, bleeding everywhere, in agony, and she literally runs into someone.
Enter the male lead, Ren Owens.
And even though she's actively dying, the book takes a second to note that, yes, he is incredibly handsome.
Well, priorities.
If you're going to bleed out on a staircase, might as well be in front of a guy with green eyes and dimples. She thinks he's an angel for a second.
To be fair, she's hallucinating from blood loss. But the first meeting isn't exactly romantic. It's messy. Ren is shocked, but he's also got this cocky confidence to him.
And he calls her Merida.
Like the Disney princess from Brave.
The red curly hair.
And she hates it instantly. She is in excruciating pain, and this random, gorgeous dude is giving her a nickname. She just snaps at him. It sets up their entire dynamic in, 30 seconds. He's charming and pushy, and she's defensive and prickly.
The unstoppable force and the immovable object. But before they can really get into it, she has to report what happened. So she gets patched up, barely, and goes to see her boss, David Faustin.
David is the leader of the New Orleans sect. He's the establishment. He's the old guard.
And Ivy tells him everything. I fought a fae. I hit him with iron. It did nothing. He had a gun.
And David's response is, what?
You're confused.
Ugh, the gaslighting. It is so frustrating.
But you can almost see his logic, right? He's working off centuries of established fact. He tells her the only fae immune to iron are the ancients. And the ancients have been sealed away for hundreds of years.
So for him, it's easier to believe that this young, traumatized girl missed her shot or hallucinated than it is to believe that the world as he knows it has ended.
Denial is a powerful thing.
So powerful. And he benches her. He pulls her from active duty. He tells her to go home and rest. He basically says, you're being hysterical.
Which leaves Ivy completely alone. She knows the snoo threat is out there. She knows she can't fight it, and her own people don't believe her.
So she goes home to her apartment to lick her wounds. And this is where we meet maybe the best character in the entire book.
Oh my God. We have to talk about Tink.
I am obsessed with Tink. I want a Tink in my life.
I don't know if I could handle a Tink. So Ivy lives alone, mostly. She has a roommate who is, 6 inches tall?
About the size of a Ken doll, yeah. With gossamer wings. He's a brownie.
From the other world. Ivy saved him in a cemetery, and he just decided to move in.
But he is not some helpful little magical creature. He is not Dobby the house elf. He is a sarcastic, sugar-addicted, pop-culture-obsessed little menace.
He's a tiny, flying teenager, and he's addicted to Amazon Prime.
The Amazon Prime addiction. He uses Ivy's account to order stuff for himself.
Little tiny clothes, action figure accessories. Can you imagine explaining that credit card bill? Yes, that was a legitimate purchase for miniature crossbow.
And he watches all her shows. He loves Harry Potter. He's obsessed with Twilight.
There's that scene where Ivy gets home and she finds him passed out cold in a bowl of Lucky Charms.
But, and this is the best part, he has surgically eaten only the marshmallows. He's just lying there in a pile of sad oat shapes in a sugar coma.
He's hilarious, but Tink is more than just comic relief. He's actually really important.
He's crucial because he's from the other world. He has knowledge that the Order doesn't. He knows the magical world outside their rigid little rulebook.
Right, and he hates the Fae. So when Ivy tells him her story about the guy who is immune to iron...
He doesn't tell her she's confused. He believes her. He says, yeah, that sounds like an ancient.
He validates her entire experience. He confirms she's not crazy. He even says he's seen the Prince of the Otherworld before.
Calls him dreamy but scary. A classic Tink review. But it's what Ivy needed. She has confirmation from a primary source.
So she's processing this, sitting there with her tiny marshmallow-addicted friend, And then she hears a noise from her balcony.
The balcony door that Tink, of course, forgot to lock. And Ren Owens climbs over the railing and just walks into her apartment.
As you do.
Ivy, again, reacts on pure instinct, wakes up, grabs a steak, and has it pressed against his throat before he can even say hello.
And Ren's response to having a knife to his neck is just, it's something else.
He says, "That's hot."
I mean, come on, Ren. But also, okay.
It's his way of disarming the tension. But this confrontation, it forces everything into the open. Ren reveals he's not just some transfer from another sect. He's part of something called the Elite.
Ooh, the Elite. That sounds important.
It is. If the Order are the local cops, the Elite are the Navy SEALs. They're a secret branch inside the secret organization.
So secret that even David, the head of the sect, doesn't know they exist.
Exactly. Ren is operating on a whole different level. And he's in New Orleans for one reason and one reason only. The Ancients.
So he believes her. He confirms the guy she fought was an ancient.
Yes. He lays it all out. The Fae she's been hunting her whole life. They're just foot soldiers. The Ancients are the generals, the mob bosses. They have magic that breaks all the known rules.
They can enter your dreams. They can conjure weapons. And iron doesn't hurt them.
Which is the big problem. If your only weapon is useless, what do you do?
So what does work?
Ren tells her there's only one thing that can kill an ancient. A stake made from the wood of a thorn tree that only grows in the other world.
That sounds inconvenient, like a major video game fetch quest. Travel to the demon dimension to find the magic tree.
Pretty much. But the Elite have a supply. And Ren is here because they've tracked a group of ancients to New Orleans. They think something huge is about to happen.
The fall equinox.
Yep. The equinox is coming, and in this world, that's when the veil between our world and the other world is at its thinnest. The gateways are weak.
And Ren thinks the ancients are looking for a gateway in New Orleans to try and open it.
Not just open it, blow it wide open.
And if they do that,
It's not one or two ancients sneaking through, it's a full-scale invasion. It's the end of human civilization as we know it.
okay, so the stakes just went from Ivy's personal safety to global apocalypse.
Big-time escalation. And Ren needs Ivy to understand just how serious this is. So he takes her on a little field trip.
Not to some creepy crypt or haunted swamp, though. He takes her to a fancy high-rise in the warehouse district.
This scene gave me chills. They're doing surveillance on a man named Marlon St. Cyrs.
And Marlon is a local celebrity. He's a big-shot real estate developer. He's on the news. He's at all the charity galas.
And he is an ancient.
This detail just blew my mind. The Fae usually hide in plain sight, using glamour. This guy isn't hiding at all. He's living openly as a human tycoon.
It's pure arrogance. He's so powerful he doesn't need to hide. And Ivy sees him, and her first instinct is just attack. She wants to run across the street and end him.
But Ren stops her. Why? Why can't they just take him out?
Because of the power he has. In public. He's untouchable. Imagine what the world would see. A random young woman violently attacking a beloved philanthropist. He could use his magic to glamour all the witnesses. He could make them see Ivy as the monster. He could kill her with a single thought.
So they're completely powerless. They see the monster, they know where he works, and they can't do a thing.
And the book immediately shows them the consequences of that powerlessness.
Yeah.
They're on Bourbon Street, and the tone just shifts from thriller to absolute horror.
This was a tough scene to get through. It's so brutal.
It is. There's chaos in the crowd. A woman is attacking a man.
And she's not just hitting him, she's biting him. She's tearing at his throat with her teeth.
It's like a zombie movie. Everyone around them thinks she's on drugs or having a psychotic break. But Ivy and Ren know what it really is. And Ivy's friend, Val, points out the key detail later, the ink.
What's the ink?
These dark, black veins you can see spreading under the skin. It's a sign of advanced Fae feeding.
So the woman, she was a victim first.
Yeah, she's a food source. Fae had been feeding on her for so long that its essence, its poison, just completely destroyed her mind. She snapped, became this rabid, hungry thing.
Now they try to stop her, they pull her off the guy, but...
It's too late. The man dies. And the woman. Her mind is gone. There's no coming back from that. She's lost.
This is such a critical moment. It's not a cool action scene where the hero saved the day. It's a failure. It's a tragedy. Innocent people died, and they couldn't do anything.
It shows you the real cost of this war. It's not just about Ivy's personal revenge anymore. It's about that random guy who was just out for a beer. It's about that woman who was used up and thrown away.
And after, there's this quiet moment. Ren and Ivy are in an alley, literally washing the blood off their
I
hands.
think this is where their real connection starts. It's not the witty banter, it's
Yeah.
this shared trauma. They're the only two people on that street who have any idea what really just happened.
Ren isn't making jokes. He's not calling her Merida. He's just there with her. It's
Mhm.
this really dark but very real form of intimacy.
That trauma bond is powerful. And for Ivy, who has kept this emotional wall up for 3 years, it's the first crack in the armor.
But because this is still a romance novel at its heart, we can't stay in the dark alley forever. The book is so good at pivoting back to that chemistry. And man, the chemistry is off the charts.
It's a very slow burn, but the heat is definitely on.
Mm.
And you have Val, Ivy's best friend, basically acting as the voice of the audience.
Val is the best. She's so stylish and fun, calls Ivy Sherry. And Ivy actually breaks the rules and tells Val everything. About the ancients, about the elite.
Which is a huge deal. But Val's response is perfect. She just says, if you believe him, I believe him. That's real friendship.
And Val's also completely obsessed with what she calls Ivy's dry spell.
The 3-year dry spell. Val talks about it like it's a public health crisis that needs to be solved immediately.
And she is pushing Ivy towards Ren so hard.
And Ren is making it very easy for her. He's clearly pursuing Ivy. You have the rose scene.
Yeah, he brings her the single rose. It's a blue-violet color. It's a very specific, beautiful gesture.
It's sweet. It's a traditional courtship move.
Yeah.
But then you have the cake.
Oh, God. We have to explain the cake joke.
It's essential information.
Okay, so Ivy has this tradition. Every Monday, she bakes a chocolate cheek for Jerome, the super grumpy guy who owns the gift shop downstairs.
It's just her trying to be nice. It's super wholesome.
It's adorable. But she happens to mention this to Ren, and Ren, being Ren,
He takes the phrase, bringing Jerome my cake, and just,
and
he sees an opportunity.
he runs with it. He makes this incredibly suggestive comment about how he'd really love to taste her cake.
And Ivy is so mortified. She turns beet red, calls him a pervert.
Yeah,
But it's so funny. It just breaks through all that darkness and horror.
it reminds you that they're just two young people who are attracted to each other, It's not just about the war.
It's what makes the romance feel earned. It's not just because they're both hot. It's
Yeah.
because he can make her laugh when she feels like the world is ending.
So we've got the romance building, we've got the horror of the ancients, but there's still a central mystery. The gateway, where is it?
Well, right. The ancients are looking for it, and so are Ren and Ivy. And Ivy decides to consult an outside source, a woman named Merle.
Merle is such a sad character. She's a former Order member who basically had her mind broken by the Fae. She lives in this cluttered house with, like, a million cats.
She's seen as unstable, but she holds all this old knowledge that the more rigid members of the Order have forgotten. So
Mhm.
Ivy goes to her, asking about the gates.
And while she's in Merle's garden, she sees something. It's a tiny detail, but I feel like it's a huge clue.
She sees wings, just a flash of them.
And she thinks it might be another brownie.
Maybe a female one. It's just a fleeting glimpse, but it hints that Tink isn't the only one. There's this whole other magical community hiding in the cracks of New Orleans that we know nothing about.
It just makes the world feel so much bigger.
Totally.
Okay, so let's zoom out a bit. We've gone through the plot, the characters. What's the real core conflict here at the heart of Wicked?
I think it's about adaptation. The whole world changed overnight for Ivy. The fundamental rule iron, kills Fae, is suddenly wrong.
And David represents the institution that refuses to adapt. They're clinging to the old rules.
Exactly. And Ren represents the evolution of the fight, the new way. And Ivy is caught in the middle, having to unlearn everything she thought she knew just to survive.
And that's a high price to pay.
Incredibly high. She has to let go of her certainty, her safety, her emotional walls, everything.
And there's that ticking clock. The fall equinox. The ancients are planning something, and our guys have to crash the party.
Before the party becomes an invasion.
I want to leave our listeners with a final thought, something to really chew on.
Okay.
So we have this hierarchy, right? You have the regular Fae, then you have the ancients. Ren mentioned the ancients used to be the rulers of the other world. Kings, queens.
And Tink, our most reliable source of gossip, mentioned seeing a prince.
So if the ancients are here, and they're trying to open a gate, what if they're not just trying to let more ancients through? What if they're trying to bring the royalty through?
Oh, that's a terrifying thought.
I mean, if an ancient is this powerful, immune to iron, can conjure guns, what can a Fae prince do? Or a king?
Right. We might be looking at a problem that a pointy stick, even a magic one, can't solve. We might be escalating from monster hunting to god killing.
And I've got one more for you. Ren says the elite runs in families. It's a bloodline thing.
Hmm.
And Ivy is an orphan. Her family was in the order. They were killed. Her bloodline was supposedly cut short.
Or so she's been told.
Is it possible? Is there a chance that Ivy's family wasn't just regular grunt-level order members? Could she have a connection to the elite that she has no idea about?
It's the ultimate fantasy trope, right?
Yeah.
The orphan who has a secret, powerful destiny. I would not be at all surprised if Ivy's history is a lot more complicated than she thinks.
Well, on that very ominous note, I think that's where we'll wrap up this deep dive.
That was a wild ride through New Orleans.
So if you find yourself there, by all means, get the beignets, listen to the jazz, but maybe be a little careful in the dark alleys.
And definitely check your Amazon Prime order history.
Seriously, if you see a charge for Ken doll pants, just let it go. It's probably Brownie just trying to live his best life.
Words to live by.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you on the next dive.
Stay safe out there.